Joe Budden goes on a rant saying that all your favorite musicians, especially rappers, are broke. That the music industry is changing. It's not as much money as people think it is in it. But let's hear what he had to say.
I think all of your favorite artists are finito and finished. I don't think none of these people are making any coin from the music business. I don't.
I agree with that. That's kind of what I've been saying. That's
think
why
it's
they finding
much.
other avenues to get their money.
I think it's much worse than we letting on. We don't even have no way to get this type of information because it's all at the tippy top, and we don't talk to each other.
And it's tech games.
They gearing up for whatever is to come, and they're a lot earlier than I knew.
They've been playing for years. Like seeing the big press outlets bigging up certain types and styles of music has been an indicator to me where musicianship, performance, like actually being good at being a musician has been cast aside for years and years and years, but it's slowly getting worse. It's kind of opening the door for AI everything, essentially.
So
they've been building up.
They are a lot earlier.
They started this back half a decade ago, maybe a decade ago.
Than I could have ever imagined. I'm with you. I think there's a focus on streaming. AI, I think there's a focus on just replacing you guys, the
Human
artists.
beings, right?
Yeah.
The artists. They got, I think there's a focus on the world music, Latin and country and all of whatever their hot genre is. What else do I think? I just think rap is cast aside. The 50 years of hip hop told me that. How much of the pie there even is to distribute amongst artists tell me that. The way albums don't drop anymore tells me that. All of you artists getting your money from somewhere else tells me that. Last year, no number one hip hop album for however long tells me that.
6-7
The
months.
number ones that came tells me that. Travis, Uzi, Drake. There's only 7. There's 7 rappers that they focus on. Some because y'all are truly talented and make people all the money in the world. Some because too many people have their hand in your pocket to let you fail. But everybody else, if you're not getting it touring or if you're not getting it through other means, this music is a rap. I'm saying all of the musicians are broke. Relative to what you bring in.
So let's keep it a buck. Like, we know this has been kind of true for a long time. Rappers have always kind of faked to have more than they do. You know what I'm saying? The video, flashing all type of money. A lot of times they broke when it comes to getting money from the music. But Joe is saying that it's exponentially worse even now. So I would ask, the rappers and all the artists, just period, is this an industry that people should keep clamoring to get into because of the fact that it may be starting to dry up and ain't as much money in it as people think it is? But let's continue.
Now, I do think that there is plenty of ways to make money as independents. Low overhead. It's not expensive to make these albums. You're making them at home or wherever, and you're building a reasonable fan base, and you're selling physical and merch. Not everyone is broke. But in terms of like the superstar thing, I agree with you.
But like you said, to what you're bringing in, what you getting,
and my conversation now is not really about.
Scale.
It's not really about independent acts.
Yeah, okay.
My conversation is about what's going on in the majors. They tricking y'all with the words in these contracts. They tricking y'all into thinking that y'all are real partners. They tricking y'all with the, hey, you own your stuff.
And that's been a problem with artists and labels from the beginning. Artists they are desperate to sign because you see the lights and you see the money and the flash of everything, but you ain't actually getting the money. And the contracts, they usually dupe you into thinking that because you didn't have the proper people look over it before you signed it. Most artists don't realize that a music contract is a loan. And they constantly adding stuff to it. Like, they'll be like, oh, we're going to take you out to celebrate your album going gold or whatever, right? And then they take out all these executives, there'll be 20 people sitting there eating lobster and champagne, and you as the artist don't realize you're paying for this. The executive, he's swiping with the card. Oh man, appreciate you. You be like, oh man, appreciate y'all taking me out. No, that's you taking them out. You don't even know. And this is why when it comes time to get paid from the music, you don't even recoup. They like, we still ain't recouped. We still ain't, you still recouping? And this was stories that was told from back in the day when they were selling CDs. So Joe is saying in today's state, like how the streaming numbers and all of that, how the contracts have gotten even worse.
The recent layoffs tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see all these people getting laid off?
They laid off all over. They laid off like 40%, right?
Everywhere.
Media too.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And look, and to me, based on what you're saying, that went to our AR conversation. Mm-hmm. The second that we can have 6 people instead of 60, y'all gone. Mm-hmm. Y'all are expendable, especially if we getting anywhere near the same production that we had or the same money and revenue that we had when it was 60 of y'all. Y'all gone.
And so they're insinuating here that the record labels is probably making less money, which is why they kind of veering away from rap as well and kind of going into more pop this and pop that, because they laying people off too. They trying to cut the fat as well. So if they are indicating that the numbers for the rap game ain't what it's supposed to be, it's a problem. And that's just a thing in business all the time anyway. Like if you can make more money and pay less people, they're gonna do that. So we don't know the numbers if the record labels are actually going broke, because they like to play like they ain't making no money, but you already know they got that stash pocket somewhere down and they shoot where the real money at. You know what I'm saying? So, but if they are making less money, then that can't be a good sign for new artists coming in the game either.
They're telling you it's not about y'all, it's about the tech.
Yeah.
What do you think the next step was from streaming farms?
Like
from Napster, really?
I think they kicking themselves in the. Remember when they rolled out the rapper like a couple years ago, the AI rapper? Uh-huh. I think they kicking themselves in the because they rolled it out wrong. Mm-hmm. They rolled it out disrespectfully to where they had to shelf that. Remember they had him in jail. Yeah. AI rapper dude. I think they rolled him out wrong. I think if they would have rolled him out in a different manner, and the music was good, I think that would have took off. They just rolled him out in jail with tattoos, getting beat up by the cops and all of that. Mm-hmm. It was a bad presentation.
But that's going to be a problem with AI and anything kind of algorithmic, computer generated, is that they're going to get a lot wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that they had to shelf that project.
Oh, for sure.
Because of the disrespect to the community.
Of course.
I think if they would have did that different, they would have been expounding upon that for the last year.
And so, like Joe said, it's more about the tech now. So, and it's only gonna probably get worse going from here. Like you already see, it's kind of what the Hollywood strike was about with all the AI technology. You already have a situation where people aren't being writers and stuff like that, and actresses and actors aren't being paid their residuals. Maybe they got their money for their contract up front, but then just like I was saying with music industry, they keep telling you we haven't recouped. They cook in the books and won't show you the books, and then keep telling you, we making up reasons where they don't have to pay you your residuals on the stuff that you've written and the stuff that you've, that hit syndication that you acted in and stuff like that. So it's going to get worse with the AI technology, allowing them to type in a sentence of what they want something to be about, and then a chat TBT, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Come up with a script that is comparable to a human writing it, and sometimes even better. And this goes for rappers too. Like the computer can produce beats and verses and vibe that's good enough to trick people's ears and to think, didn't Kendrick just have a new song? No, that was ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if it's close enough to trick like the average fan, like a real fan will hear it and be like, nah. But if it can trick the average fan now, imagine where it's going and how it will be able to do in 10 more years. So it's probably only going to get worse from here. And then you just look at the quality of rap these days. It's probably not going to be hard to imitate when it comes to AI trying to imitate it. Not to disrespect new artists, but it's, and every artist don't fall into this category, but it's just like the music nowadays is a lot. It's just repetitive. Everybody's kind of doing the same thing, and everybody's shooting everybody in the face. Every chick is twerking, is thotting it up. It's just that's sad to see. Just in of itself, is that being the only kind of music that's being regurgitated constantly on the radio and replayed constantly, and that's the only form of music that's really being promoted out here, is that type that is to be for the destruction of our society. And we see the results of it playing out every day as you scroll through Twitter or X or whatever, or Instagram, Facebook. Like you see the results of it. But then it's like, on top of that, artists were already not really getting paid for it. But on top of that, you decide as an artist to add to the destruction of mostly of our people, and still ain't getting paid for it. And not to say that getting paid for it very well makes it any better, but you understand what I'm saying. Artists wasn't getting properly paid back then, and it's getting even worse now. So it's like the joke's on us, man. We keep jumping into music because I mean, and it's the thing. It's like, it is what it is. People kids, they're young. They're young. They like what they like. They into what they into. And we all had our times where we was young and dumb. But the thing about it is, setting that aside, the business of it is still getting worse. So it's like, I know youngins want to be famous, type stuff like that, but the money it's not adding up. It don't look like the money is in the business, or it don't look like the labels is willing to give you the money for whatever whatever product you're putting out. And I know we all have a thing about wanting to be famous, and people want to be seen and this, that, and other, but you can only go so far with them giving you trinkets, or they're like Pac back in the day. They used to, keep giving them cars and giving him this and giving him that, instead of giving him the money that he was owed for all the stuff that he had put out. But with that said, man, artist is broke and probably going to continue to get broker. They can trick us throwing all the money in the cameras and all of that, but we know the real, in real life, it ain't what they portraying it to be. But this your boy P Cam. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.